Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you believed about your thoughts, your mind, and your sense of control was a lie. Sounds unsettling, doesn't it? But here's the truth. Your mind has been fooling you all along, creating illusions that shape your reality in ways you've never questioned. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see the hidden layers of your thoughts and uncover the shocking truth about who or what is really in control. The mind's biggest trick. Have you ever truly considered that your mind might be your greatest deceiver? It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? After all, we rely on our minds for everything, our decisions, our emotions, even our sense of self. But what if I told you that your mind is constantly playing tricks on you, convincing you that its version of reality is the truth? Imagine this. You walk into a room and someone glances at you briefly, then looks away. Immediately, your mind starts spinning a narrative. Did I do something wrong? Are they upset with me? Do I look strange today? In seconds, your mind has created an entire story out of a neutral glance. This is the mind's greatest trick. It filters reality through assumptions, fears, and biases, giving you a distorted picture of the world around you. The craziest part? You believe it. We all do. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could see past the illusion and uncover the truth? The journey to that realization begins right here. Your mind isn't inherently evil or manipulative. It's just doing what it's been programmed to do. But that programming is flawed. The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the stories you tell yourself, they all stem from a system that wasn't designed to show you reality. It was designed to protect you, often at the cost of your peace and clarity. In this video, we're peeling back the layers to expose the mind's illusions, helping you see the world and yourself as they truly are. And once you see through the trick, you'll never look at life the same way again. You are not your thoughts. This might be the most liberating realization you'll ever have. You are not your thoughts. Think about it. How often do you identify with the thoughts in your head? A negative thought makes you feel like a failure. A judgmental thought convinces you that you're a bad person. A fearful thought leaves you paralyzed, as if danger is right around the corner. But here's the thing. If you can observe your thoughts, then you cannot be your thoughts. Who is the one noticing them? The very act of observing proves that there's a deeper part of you, a part that exists beyond the noise in your head. Imagine standing by a river watching the water flow by. The thoughts in your mind are like the river, constantly moving, changing and flowing. But you're standing on the bank, watching it all unfold. You are the observer, not the river itself. This shift in perspective is life-changing. It means that no matter how chaotic or overwhelming your thoughts may seem, they are not you. They're just passing clouds in the sky of your consciousness. The problem is, we've spent our entire lives believing that we are the clouds. And that belief keeps us trapped in cycles of anxiety, self-doubt, and fear. The moment you detach from your thoughts, you take the first step toward freedom. The mind as a survival tool. Why does the mind create these illusions in the first place? To understand that, we need to look back at its evolutionary purpose. The mind's primary job isn't to make you happy, it's to keep you alive. Imagine living thousands of years ago, surrounded by predators and constant danger. Your mind needed to be on high alert, scanning for threats, predicting dangers, and replaying past mistakes to ensure your survival. Fast forward to today, and while the predators are gone, the programming remains. Your mind still operates in survival mode, reacting to every perceived threat, as if your life depends on it. This is why you find yourself overthinking minor issues or feeling anxious about things that aren't even happening. Your mind clings to negativity because, in the wild, ignoring a threat could mean death. But here's the problem. In the modern world, most of these threats are imagined. That email you haven't replied to? It's not a saber-toothed tiger. The awkward conversation you had yesterday. It won't kill you. Yet your mind treats them as if they're life or death situations. Understanding this can help you see your mind for what it is, a survival machine. And while it's incredibly powerful, it's not always your ally. of the power of illusion. The mind doesn't just interpret reality, it creates its own version of it. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the exact same event and come away with completely different interpretations? That's because the mind doesn't process reality objectively. It filters everything through its own lens, layering in fears, assumptions, and past experiences. For example, let's say you're walking down the street and someone laughs as they pass by. Your mind might immediately think, "Are they laughing at me? Do I look ridiculous?" But the truth is, they're probably laughing at something completely unrelated. The only reason it feels personal is because your mind made it personal. This is the illusion at work. Your mind creates stories, and those stories feel real. So real that you act on them, believe them, and let them shape your reality. The problem is, most of these stories aren't true. They're just projections of your mind's fears and insecurities. The good news? Once you recognize the illusion, you can start to break free from it. You can question the stories your mind tells you and choose not to believe them. And when you do, you'll find a level of peace and clarity you never thought possible. Breaking free from the mind's grip. So how do you escape this mental trap? The first step is awareness. Most of us are so caught up in our thoughts that we don't even realize we're trapped. The next time you feel overwhelmed or stuck in a loop of overthinking, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, who is noticing these thoughts? This simple question creates a gap, a moment of separation between you and your mind. In that gap, you'll discover something profound. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Think of your thoughts like a movie playing on a screen. Most of us get so absorbed in the movie that we forget we're sitting in the audience. But when you step back and realize you're the viewer, not the film, everything changes. You stop reacting to every twist and turn, and instead, you watch with curiosity and detachment. This is the key to breaking free. By practicing this regularly, you can start to see your mind for what it is, a tool, not a master. And when you reclaim your role as the observer, you'll find a sense of freedom and peace that no illusion can take away. Why your thoughts feel so real? Your thoughts feel incredibly real because of the emotions tied to them. Let's break this down. Imagine you're walking on a quiet street late at night. Suddenly, a thought pops up. What if someone is following me? Now, this is just a thought. It doesn't mean someone is actually behind you. But the moment you attach fear to that thought, your heart starts racing, your palms sweat, and you keep looking over your shoulder. The thought feels real because the emotion amplifies it. This is how most of us live, mistaking emotional reactions for truth. Thoughts on their own are like words written in sand, impermanent, fleeting. But emotions are like waves. They crash into those words, making them seem deeper and more impactful. Think about how many decisions you've made based on emotional thoughts, whether it was reacting in anger, doubting yourself before a big opportunity, or overthinking something someone said. The emotional charge tricks you into believing your thoughts are reality. The key to breaking this illusion is creating space between the thought and the emotion. When a thought arises, pause and observe it. Ask yourself, why does this thought feel so intense? Is it because of fear, guilt, or worry? By naming the emotion, you start to loosen its grip. You'll see that the thought isn't as powerful as it seemed. Over time, this practice helps you recognize thoughts as they are, mental events, not reflections of reality. The illusion of control. The greatest lie your mind tells you is that you're in control. It whispers, "You're the one creating these thoughts. You're steering the ship." But let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to stop thinking? Try it now. Sit still and tell your mind to be quiet. What happens? The thoughts keep coming, like waves crashing on the shore. You didn't summon them, yet there they are. This is the illusion of control. The mind tricks you into believing you're the thinker, but in reality, thoughts arise on their own. It's like sitting by a river and watching leaves float by. You don't control the leaves, but you can observe them. Most people, however, jump into the river and try to grab every leaf, thinking they need to manage it all. This constant effort to control creates stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. Here's the truth. The more you try to control your thoughts, the more chaotic they become. It's like trying to stop a wildfire by blowing on it. It only grows. True peace comes when you stop fighting the mind and instead step back to observe it. When you realize you're not the one creating these thoughts, a sense of freedom washes over you. The mind becomes less of a battlefield and more of a passing cloudscape, always moving, never holding you captive. The role of the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is like the tip of an iceberg, visible but small. Beneath the surface lies the vast, mysterious subconscious mind. This is where your beliefs, habits, and memories are stored. Most of what you think, feel, and do is driven by this hidden part of you. For example, think about how you brush your teeth in the morning. Do you consciously plan every step? No. It's automatic, stored in your subconscious. Now here's where it gets tricky. Your subconscious isn't just about routines. It also holds deeply ingrained beliefs, many of which were formed in childhood. If you grew up hearing, "You're not good enough," that belief is likely still influencing your thoughts today. Even if you consciously tell yourself, "I'm capable," your subconscious might whisper, "Are you sure?" This creates an internal conflict, where your conscious and subconscious minds pull in opposite directions. To break free, you need to bring these hidden patterns to light. Start by noticing repetitive thoughts or behaviors. For instance, if you constantly doubt yourself before trying something new, ask, "Where is this coming from? Is this thought even mine? Or was it planted by someone else?" By questioning your subconscious programming, you can rewrite it. Over time, this allows you to align your thoughts with your true self, not the illusions created by past conditioning. The power of presence. The mind thrives on distraction. It pulls you into the past, replaying old memories, or pushes you into the future, worrying about what's to come. But there's one place the mind struggles to control: the present moment. When you're fully present, the mind's illusions lose their power. Why? Because thoughts can't exist in the now, they rely on time. Think about a moment when you were completely present, watching a breathtaking sunset, laughing with a friend, or losing yourself in music. In those moments, your mind quieted down, and you felt a sense of peace. That's the power of presence. It's not about suppressing thoughts, but about shifting your focus to what's happening right now. For example, instead of worrying about tomorrow, notice the sensation of your breath, the sounds around you, or the feeling of your feet on the ground. The more you practice presence, the more you see through the mind's tricks. You realize that most thoughts are either about the past, which you can't change, or the future, which you can't predict. Presence brings you back to reality, the only place where life truly happens. It's a skill, like any other, and the more you cultivate it, the more freedom you'll feel. 10. Living beyond the illusion. What happens when you see through the mind's illusions? Everything changes. You stop reacting to every thought and start choosing how to respond. You no longer feel like a prisoner of your mind because you understand its tricks. For example, instead of spiraling into anxiety when a negative thought arises, you observe it and let it pass. You become the calm in the storm, unshaken by the mind's turbulence. Living beyond the illusion doesn't mean silencing the mind. It means understanding it. You realize that thoughts will always come and go, but they don't define you. You're the observer, the awareness behind the thoughts. This shift in perspective brings a profound sense of peace. You stop chasing happiness in external things because you realize it was within you all along. The beauty of this journey is that it's ongoing. The more you explore the truth of who you are, the deeper your understanding grows. And with that understanding comes a life filled with clarity, purpose, and joy. You stop living in the shadows of your mind and step into the light of your true self. This isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of being, one that transforms every aspect of your life. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the truth about your mind. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps more than you know. Share your thoughts or any questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're ready for more content like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Until next time, stay curious, stay present, and take care.